Hi, my name is Chris GT from One Step Beyond Photography and Video. I am a visual problem solver. But before we get into that, we're just going to have a little bit of a quick bio. So I might as well start from the beginning. When I was growing up, my father was a visual storyteller, and he liked to capture photography and actually share with it, and we actually had a lot of photography albums. So growing up, this was the unblinking eye of my youth. And actually you may recognize this camera from some branding of ours. When it moved on, I actually got into taking photos myself, especially around grade 8, growing up in Europe and stuff like that. So the old classic Argus little box camera that was a 126 cartridge film camera that I used to capture a lot of my early memories. I ended up moving on, got a job at a warehouse, started working towards getting my first SLR film camera that actually I ended up using a lot, and actually started my true visual problem solving creative journey of working in the yearbook. So that's where the bug really got me hooked, and I got to do a lot of sharing and creating, and that spilled on into the rest of my life. But there was a few stops along the way. And one of the stops along the way was the Canadian Armed Forces. I did a full 21-year contract with them, and I really enjoyed it. The original plan was to join the Air Force, become a phototech. That changed when I actually joined up, and they said, hey, you need to go do your time in the combat arms first. So about a year and a half in, I found out that I like the idea of jumping out of airplanes, doing really neat stuff, going different places. So I stuck with it. That being said, is that my secondary duties while I was in the Army was to be able to actually do photography and videography. The cool thing is that I actually learned a lot about actually how to take care of business while I was in the Army. I got to go to multiple places, got to see multiple things, got to document, got to be a storyteller. Also got to bring credibility to the Canadian Armed Forces. Also got to bring a capability to the Canadian Armed Forces as my secondary duty as a photographer and videographer. Times I would actually put out my leadership gear and roll out and actually document stuff for different purposes. Before we move on talking about creative stuff, I'm going to just talk a little bit more about the back end of doing a photography business and about being a visual problem solver. One of the things that you should know is that when I was in the military, we learned the importance of redundancy. When we used to write reports when we were out and about, we would actually take carbon paper, put it between paper, and we'd actually write out different copies of the report and pass them off. That moves into the photography world insofar as that the saying is, with any digital media, one is none, two is one. We take it one step farther, and we actually go 3 copies, 2 different formats, making sure that the formats are not the same, hard drives from the same lot or the same technology. So we may use cloud, and we may use our server. And then of course we always keep one set of imagery off-site. So we take care of your imagery after the delivery to make sure that you have a backup. So that's 3, 2, 1. 3 copies, 2 different formats, 1 off location. Because remember, 1 is none and 2 is 1. There's often talk about what to do with photography after you get it. A lot of people do share it online, a lot of people do put it on phones, stuff like that. A lot of people archive it. Just remember one thing, archiving can be problematic if you don't actually update your archives. Actually, I'm going to share something really cool with you. Actually, I can't. Well, there was a really cool photo on here that I actually want to share with you, but it's no good. So, let's talk about what to do. You can actually print out and do a little black book. Something that you can actually put in your pocket, you can actually put in your purse, you can actually put it in your toolbox or in your body armor or wherever. It's great. It's, well, I can't share this one with you. It's great for commemorating all sorts of stuff, either who you are today or who you would like to be, a little creative stuff, or it can actually be all about celebrating special moments like an engagement or something like that. Little something, a little memento. And even this is future-proof, because it doesn't matter if the computers change, you can still check it out and actually look at it, and especially when the power's out. And you can use it for commemorating, whoops, oh yeah, can't share that one with you either, but I can share this one with you. Or you can use it for commemorating a special occasion, like a little storybook, right? And this is all about an engagement that we photograph from a long distance using telephoto lenses, so we could actually capture this special moment, and then a little surprise photo session here in Edmonton. But anyway, so just remember, future-proof your photography, get it printed. I was talking about future-proofing your photography by getting it printed, and this is actually one of the great cases why you should, because I'm actually looking into the past, all the way back to the 60s, before I was born. And the great thing about this is that with these photographs, I can actually scan them, I can update them, and I can actually share them. Negatives and digital files do get corrupted, and they do go bye-bye. In fact, I'm actually working on a bunch of photographic restorations right now of some really old photographs that's been scratched, negatives that have been scratched up and are coming apart, and they were never ever printed, so it's a little bit more work, because generally the print is a little bit more rugged. The great thing about that is that it's a snapshot in time. It's who you were at a moment, celebrating that moment, because things do change. But it's always good to be able to walk around and look and see your past. Future-proofing yourself through printed medium. We all been to the museums, we all seen those old photographs, so if you can, print off your stuff. Decorate your house, decorate your office. Have a little bit of photographic art in your life, and it'll actually help you smile every day without turning the computer on. Though I talk about printed medium, there's something else I'm going to also talk about too, is the digital media. Having a good online persona where you can establish credibility by a good open portrait that the general public can see when they search you out on LinkedIn, on your website, to be able to see what you're capable of, to be able to see what your company's capable of. That is very important these days. We don't have yellow pages anymore. The internet's now our yellow pages. And if the yellow pages are just a listing, they're probably not going to get looked at, just like back in the old days. If there's actually something there for them to look at and engage with and actually see what type of person they're working with, that's going to probably give you a little bit of an advantage. Another advantage that you can get by digital imagery and by using the right photographer is somebody that actually understands metadata. Being able to name the files, so when you're actually publishing them to your website, giving you those extra hits in Google. Being an Edmonton-based lawyer, having your photograph named Edmonton_lawyer with a file number will actually give you an extra hit on the internet. So, print out your photography for your enjoyment, but also get the right photographer to actually help you with your online presence, to give you credibility, to give you access, to be able to get your name out there. So anyways, I've gone on long enough. I'm Chris TT. I'm still with One Step Beyond Photography, and I'm still a visual problem solver. There's a lot I can do for you, either personally or for your business, because I'm in the business of making you look good. You yourself in front of the camera, you in front of your boss, or for that special person. Anyways, thanks again for tuning in, and I will catch up with you later.